elected. My congressman, my two colleagues here in chamber, my state senator. It's something that I really would have loved to have shown my mother. It was one of those things that would have made her so proud. She loved seeing me in the paper, on TV. But I couldn't show this magazine to my mother because in the eyes of my high school, despite all that I had done for my community throughout my career, ensured that homeless people had legal services, ensured that people who were dying or living with HIV/AIDS had legal services, ensured that there was cultural institutions who had educational services to provide to our children. Despite everything that I had done throughout my career, I was not included in this magazine for one simple reason: because I'm gay. When my mother was dying just a little bit over a month ago, that weekend she was put into ICU. My sister flew in from England, as did my brother-in-law. My sister and her husband from Brooklyn came. My brother came and I was there. Josh, in the late evening hours, my partner of 16 years, was excluded from seeing the woman he had loved for the past 16 years, simply because he could not define legally, he could not give a legal definition of what his relationship was to this family, other than to say, I'm with the family. He did eventually get to see her and to say his goodbyes to her. I bring these up just as two small examples of how I, your colleague, very recently have been discriminated against simply because I'm gay. Now, 2 years ago in this very, very chamber, gay people everywhere were put in the same handbasket as bestiality, incestuousness, pedophilia, godlessness. In fact, one person even called it an abomination. I can't tell you how hurtful that type of dehumanizing slander can be. In a word, it's discrimination. The last time we debated this bill, one of our colleagues even went so far as to demand that there be an act of God in order for him to vote yes on this bill. And for the past 2 years, I've been thinking and rethinking what that meant, an act of God. And I'd like to take this time to respond. Well, here I am. And there's another act of God that sits there, and another act of God that sits there. There are millions upon millions of acts of God that walk each and every country of our small planet. We are your sons. We are your daughters. We are your brothers. We are your sisters. Your cousins, your nieces, your nephews. When it comes to demanding an act of God, I have to say your cup doth runneth over. My cup, on the other hand, is about 1,300 rights shy from being even full. When I was first sworn into this office, we had a ceremonial swearing in back home on Staten Island. And I can't tell you the reaction of my mother. She was up there as I put my hand on the Bible. She was absolutely, positively glowing and beaming with pride. To be honest with you, so was I. I was just so, so proud to take this oath of office. I'm so proud to come here every day and do the good work that we do. But more importantly, or equally as importantly, I am so proud to have the privilege to have met so many of you, whether we agree or disagree sometimes, but so many of you extremely smart, thoughtful people, many of you whom I now call my friends, and many of you call me your friends. And I can't tell you how many times we've been out to McGuire's or Jack's or wherever it is, how many times so many of you have come up to me and said, "You're a good guy, you put your arm around me, and I don't care that you're gay." Or you'll say, "It doesn't matter to me that you're gay." I just want to say really for the record, I don't care that you're straight. But today, right now, as your friend, I need for you to care that I'm gay. Your sisters, your brothers, your sons, your daughters, and all the other millions of active gods that are watching here today need for it to matter to you that we are gay. We need you to know and to understand and to appreciate the fact that each and every single day of our lives, we are either physically, emotionally, or mentally brutalized or dehumanized. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to bed, how many times I've woken up in the morning wondering, will I turn on the news and hear about another teenage gay kid who, rather than face another day in school, has taken his own life because he can no longer handle the taunts, the physical abuse, and just being called the word faggot. Can't tell you how many times I've gone to bed grateful that myself or my partner or any number one of my gay friends has made it home safe. We talk about this issue and some of you oppose it, maybe stating because you believe it's morally wrong, or you have a religious belief that you claim prevents you from voting yes on this bill. And to that I need to submit to you that, well, first of all, it's futile, in fact impossible, to legislate morality. We simply cannot do it. And with respect to your religious beliefs, I submit to you that it is wrong and it is forbidden, and we must never, ever try to legislate anyone's religious belief. What we can do is legislate civil, and I do stress the word civil rights. Look, Mike, I'm not looking to have the right to force the Pope to preside over my big fat gay wedding. What I do want, what I do need, is the right to go to City Hall, pay a fee, and get a license, and then have the right to visit my mother-in-law in the hospital on her deathbed. God forbid she ever becomes that sick. That's all this is. For those of you in this chamber who have never, ever had to face a single day of discrimination, being beaten physically or mentally, then count yourself blessed or lucky. And for those of you in this chamber who have, but yet refuse to vote yes on this bill, I can't imagine what you're thinking. I mean, my initial response is, well, maybe, just maybe, shame on you. But that's a judgment I'm not qualified to make, nor do I wish to make. That's between you and your conscience. And I'm certain some of the things that I've just said may have either offended or hurt some of you, but I won't apologize. And I won't apologize simply because I know somewhere that my mother is looking down on her gay son, and she is beaming and glowing with pride. And I want to thank the sponsor of this bill, not only for giving me that one last opportunity, but also for giving me the hope that one day I can wake up, not with fear, but in peace, knowing that I am nothing more or less than equal in the state of New York. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Mr. Schroeder?